All right. Happy Friday. Hope all's well with you guys. I thought I would take a different approach today on a kind of a funny approach to a real issue. And I think this one touches on 98% of us. And so hopefully it's relevant. As you know, I touch on the finance side a little bit once in a while, but today we're going to be talking about don't buy stuff. Let's set it up and talk about some context first. So I was reading some statistics. So statistics are really boring, but I think it kind of lays out the scope of the problem potentially, especially here in America. So 2023, 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Now, some of these statistics kind of vary from 60% to 78%. They're kind of a little bit all over the map, depending on if it's a survey or different research and data. The point is, it's way too many, 60, 80%, something like that. The average credit card debt in the US is just short of $8,000, which for many will take years and years to pay off. I have a good friend who got into some college debt when they were young, and it took them a little over 20 years to pay it off. And it wasn't, it was kind of, spending on stuff they wanted. So anyway, avoid that one like the plague. We've talked about that and a couple others. 70% of US workers contribute to their retirement plan, which is awesome. So I thought that statistic was actually helpful. 47% of Gen Z do, which isn't nearly high enough. If you're in Gen Z, get participating, get started. That's where the magic happens. The younger you start it. 75% of millennials are participating, and 76% of Gen Xers are contributing to their retirement plan. We have one. It's very important to us that you contribute. I talk all the time, but that is my favorite. Most expenses in a business are just expenses, and you hate writing those checks out and paying, This is one of the checks we love writing the most, is when we're contributing to your retirement plan, when we're writing that check for tens of thousands of dollars every year to match your retirement savings. We love that check. So contribute. If you're not, get with your team, get with HR, start today, start Monday when you get back to the office, but do it. The average American eats out 6 times per week. I know many who are a lot higher. I know many who are a lot lower. That was pretty surprising to me. That's at least once a day, almost. That's pretty astronomical. And the last one, 33% of Americans have less than $100 in their savings account, and 57% have less than $1,000. If you're young, I get it. I was there. I've been there. Let's see what we can do to change that. Clearly, this is a very complex issue. I don't want to make light of it. There's a lot of reasons for a lot of things. And so anyway, let's get to the solution part of it. The solution part. So here's some books we've talked about before. If you haven't read them, they're really good, really great ways to start. My kids are getting to that age where they're in their early 20s or late teens. And we think we've taught them a lot of these things, and some of them we have pretty well. And there's some that really shock me with some decisions they make. And so anyway, it's important to get educated, to understand it. Most of us are intimidated by money and not understanding it because that's how we grew up. Some of you had great parents who taught you these things. Fantastic. You're a leg up. Some of us didn't. And that's okay too. It's our responsibility to learn it. So these are a couple of the books. I won't go into details, but there's lots of places you can learn from books. There's some amazing podcasts out there about it. And to be honest, like sometimes it's great to just reach out and talk to some acquaintances and just ask them, who are the smartest people you know about money, and take them to lunch. I know someone who took someone to lunch and just said, "Hey, I just want to pick your brain. I just want to ask you questions." People love to be mentors. They love to help. And they're frankly flattered most of the time if something like that happens. You take them to lunch and you get 60 minutes captivated audience with someone who knows a lot and has researched a lot. And you can ask them all sorts of questions. How did you start? How did you save any when you feel like you didn't have any to save? How did you do it? And just all sorts of things, whether it's saving, investing, getting into that first house, which I know is a real issue for a lot of people. There's ways to do it. There's smarter ways to go around it. So anyway, hope all is well. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. I hope you're not too bored that we covered finance again, but absolutely critical to, I believe, our mental state and our mental happiness. And try, some of those statistics are pretty scary, but try, if nothing else, try to get up to $100 in your savings account. Try to get up to 1,000 by the end of the year. Start participating in that 401k. Don't take on too many. Just pick one simple thing and make an improvement by the end of the year. You'll be amazed at how well it feels to do that. Anyway, hope all's well. Go make an impact. Appreciate you. Bye.